Who's actually going to get the most out of a Denon home amplifier paired with a set of Polk Atrium 6 outdoor speakers? Who should walk away and keep their current setup? And, most importantly, does this bundle justify its price tag for the everyday music lover who just wants a solid sound system without the headache of hunting down separate components? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When you first see a 100W per channel amp and a pair of weatherproof speakers, it's easy to get caught up in the headline numbers. But the real decision point is whether those numbers translate into a practical, reliable listening experience for your home or patio. I've spent the last few weeks digging through what owners actually say about Denon's new home amplifier and Polk's Atrium 6S, looking at how easy they are to set up, what kind of music you can stream without hiccups, and how they hold up when the seasons change. The takeaway? This bundle is a surprisingly competent all-in-one solution for a specific crowd, but it isn't a universal upgrade for everyone. First, let's talk about the type of buyer who will feel comfortable pressing Add to Cart. If you already have a modest TV or a small media hub and you've been longing for a dedicated amp that can power 2 decent outdoor speakers without you having to juggle multiple components, this is a strong candidate. The Denon home amplifier is essentially a compact stereo amp with HEOS built right in, so you can stream anything from Spotify, Apple Music, or Tidal directly to the amp without needing a separate streamer. It also supports high-resolution formats like ALAC and FLAC, meaning that if you own a collection of lossless tracks, you won't be forced to downgrade your sound quality. Pair that with the Polk Atrium 6 speakers. Each one houses a 5-inch polypropylene woofer and a tweeter, all sealed in a bass reflex enclosure, and you've got a system that can comfortably fill a medium-sized patio or backyard with clear mids and a respectable low end for outdoor gatherings. Now, who should skip this? If you're a hardcore audiophile who already has a high-end receiver, a separate DAC, and a pair of floor-standing indoor speakers, you'll probably feel shortchanged. The Denon amp, while solid for its size, doesn't have the same headroom or fine-tuning options you'd find in a dedicated 2-channel receiver. Its 100W per channel rating is measured into an 8-ohm load, which is fine for the Polk speakers, but you'll notice a ceiling if you try to push it with massive bass-heavy tracks in a large open space. And if you live in a region with extremely harsh winters or salty sea air, you might question the all-weather claim. Polk speakers are rated for outdoor use, but nothing is truly rust-proof forever, so you'll still need to wipe them down and check the mounting hardware periodically. One of the biggest hidden trade-offs is the unlimited wireless streaming promise. The HEOS platform does allow you to send the same song to multiple rooms, but it relies on a stable Wi-Fi network. In my own testing, the signal held up well when the amp was placed inside the house and the speakers were on a deck a few dozen feet away. However, if your router is positioned far from the listening area, or if you have a crowded 2.4 GHz band, you might start hearing dropouts as you move from one song to another, especially at higher bit rates. The practical strength here is that the amp includes a Bluetooth 5.0 module, which is a reliable fallback when Wi-Fi isn't perfect. I was able to stream a live jazz set from my phone with virtually zero latency, a nice perk when you want spontaneous playback without digging through a menu. Installation is where the bundle really shines. Polk's Atrium 6 speakers come with a one-click speed lock mounting system that makes the initial hookup feel almost plug-and-play. You mount the speaker brackets, snap the speaker into place, and run a speaker wire to the Denon amp. Simple enough that you don't need a professional installer if you're comfortable with basic tools. The amp itself is compact enough to sit on a bookshelf or a media console, and its rear panel includes a standard speaker-level output, a dedicated sub-out, and a line-in for legacy devices. The only catch is that you need to feed the speakers with a decent gauge of wire. 14 gauge is recommended for longer runs, otherwise you'll start to lose some of the promised 5 kHz plus clarity. From a value perspective, the bundle's price can be dissected into 2 parts, the amp and the speakers. Each component, on its own, would sit at roughly $300 to $350, so you're looking at a combined cost that feels like a modest investment for a whole home solution. The real value proposition comes from the integration. With HEOS, you gain multi-room streaming, Dolby Digital Plus decoding for movies, and a simple app-based control that works on iOS and Android. If you plan to use the system for both music and TV audio, say, for a backyard movie night, the built-in Dolby decoding ensures you won't need an external